Hey, welcome back, everyone, to Mystics Outlook. We got Fredo W. Jr. back up at the Lions doing this. Wilson Turpin Jr. and the Washington Mystics. They pushed the win streak to 7 with a 95-74 win over the Mercury. Cardell was talking pregame, talking about this kind of sort of being a track game, and we saw Washington kind of respond accordingly. I was very happy with the way they responded. Quick note, shout out to Kiki Area fan. I think she reached the 1,000-point career mark in this game, so shout out to her for that. Became one of the fastest in franchise history to do so. But look, we'll get started with you guys. Cardone and Ray, 95-75, got the business out the way early, and then we saw like that third quarter. You've seen them do the teams what teams had done to them in the past. What you guys thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Wilson, you have been saying we've been waiting for him to put a complete game together. I think this is the closest we've gotten. Really, the only thing you could turn your nose up at is the 7 missed free throws. But literally everything else was superb. 50% from the field, 38% from three. Played excellent defense, and they only had 8 turnovers. So that just shows what they're capable of. We've been harping on the turnovers thing the entire season. They take care of the ball, then you got to deal with this team in normal basketball sets on both ends, and that's not pleasant. Shakira Austin, man, she's continuing her ridiculously high streak. Just you could just see the confidence beaming from her and the way she plays, how aggressive she is, and she's just not backing down and going at everybody. So that step in her evolution, her progression is definitely good to see. Kiki and Sonya as well. Kiki 12-9, Sonya 19 4-6. It's good to see her have one of those games where the rim is is 10 feet wide. She was 7-9. Like that's just you don't get no more efficient than that. Right? Then Cody is continuing her excellent play off the bench. She knows what she's there for, and when she gets in the game, she's getting right to it. So people are just kind of growing into their roles as the season progresses, and it's a perfect time for that. Going down the back nine of the season and heading into the postseason. So yeah, man, this team is just they just doing their thing, man. And Georgia, she was 0 for 4 tonight, but 6 assists, no turnovers, and she's getting better defensively as well. She's really holding up. As sometimes we see teams try to single her out, but I mean she's making that not an option as time goes on. So it's just good to see them develop. We've been talking about the youth of this team from day one, and just to kind of was anxious to see how they would go through this season and face all the roadblocks they will have. And it looks like they're just falling into a groove, man. They're playing excellent basketball, 7 straight wins, and they just on the roll, man. So it's going to be real interesting to see how they continue. They got 2 big ones on the road coming up this week against the Aces, and yeah, if they if they continue this type of production against a team like that, then we know we for sure got something.
Cardell.
Yeah, they dominated in the areas they were supposed to, and they added a little bit of other things to it tonight as well. One thing that stuck out was the fast break points. They outscored them 15-4, and that was just off of their defense that's been really impressive over the street, forcing with 16 turnovers, scoring 18 points off of that. And you just see how athletic this team is. That's another element that's helping their offense, man. Instead of just kind of being in the half court, trying to punch teams in the mouth inside, play inside and out with Shakir and Kiki, then slowly but surely get out on the perimeter with Sonya, Georgia, Anya Weber and Georgia and whatnot. But tonight, well, this afternoon, you saw them get after it defensively and get off to the races, and the Mercury just don't have the foot speed to even keep up, and that's what I think really deflated the Mercury. Obviously, the big blow was Kelsey Plum going down with the calf strain. they need all their horses, man. Obviously, they've been struggling all season. That's why they went out and traded for her. But with that element, it's just nothing they can do. Especially when Cody get out, we already know that when she get out in over court, you might as well you just slow down. You just save your energy because you're not gonna catch her. And that's just something that if they can continue to defend like that and force turnovers, get out on over court and score a bunch of points and fast break points to add that to what they do, inside the paint, which is constant and second chance points, and if they hit their free throws, that's gonna be tough to deal with. That's gonna be really tough to deal with because not only are they scoring a lot, and scoring in multiple ways, they're scoring efficiently and easy, and that's just deflating. You know what I mean? It's one thing if you bomb away from three; those are difficult shots. Everybody knows eventually the odds it's gonna work back in our favor. You're gonna miss. You're gonna want to spell where you miss. You ain't missing too many layups. Otherwise, you need to sit down, and you shouldn't be able to miss a lot of free throws as a pro. And you dang sure you're getting a turnover and it's nothing but open court in front of you. You dang sure shouldn't be missing a layup. Otherwise, you tripping. You need to just sit down. You know what I'm saying? And second chance points, offensive putbacks, or something like that. But that goes back into scoring in the paint, getting to the free throw line, man. And this is they playing. Honestly, they're beating teams with old school basketball, tough defense, and we're just gonna punish you inside. And they got the personnel to do it. And then after they establish that, then they get to, kicking out for threes and stuff like that, getting to the free throw line, getting 3 points the old-fashioned way. But what people don't realize is why that's typically throughout history more efficient, no matter what the analytics and all that stuff say. The fouls. That's the other thing. You're penalized for playing that. Now the fouls are piling up. Now the opposing team, we got to make adjustments. We got to sub players. We got to do things we didn't want to do. And now you're playing even more into the Mystics' hands. And that's something that they have working to their advantage 9 times out of 10 if they don't beat themselves with the turnovers and just missing easy shots and whatnot. And, we got to call it like it is, man. That Shakira Kiki combination, that they up there. They up there as the best front court tandem in the league, man. They up there. They climbing. And because teams have no answer for it. When Shakira get out there, she doing her thing on the perimeter and inside. I mean, when she get out there by that elbow, man, and they pressure her, it's like, okay, cool. She driving, they can't keep her in front of her. Now the other big got rotated to help her. She just dropping it off of Kiki, and Kiki getting the easy baskets of her life, man. So, and then when they need a break, here come Lauren, like at 6'7". It's like, damn, there's no relief. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that they've been building, and you seeing the results in this 7-game win streak, man. You know what I mean? So, it was great to see, man. But I'm glad they handled business because we all know what's coming. These next 2 games will determine a lot. It will determine kind of you're gonna be in the bottom half of the playoff standings, or you have a shot at getting at the top 4. We're gonna see in a few days.
Yeah, and to your point, I think one of the things that spoke to that about the old school way they play, I think literally the first bucket of the game, they were swinging the ball around, and Georgia swings it to Shakira at top of the 3-point line. She took one dribble in and knocked down that midi. I was sitting there just cheesing. I was just like, the growth is crazy because, but again, we're laughing, whatever, but that's the team knowing their identity. And again, to your point about that's who they are. That foul line areas during this hot streak she's been murdering people from that area of the floor. She gets it there, and it's up to you to choose how you want her to beat you. And she's been going crazy with it. I definitely agree. I wholeheartedly agree that those two, as they've gotten more reps together, those two are hell to deal with on the offensive end. And there's a lot of times where sometimes Kiki's sealing while Shakira's driving, which again, and it's just so many different ways they put stress on you. And again, brought up the number boys part of it. The type of stress Washington puts into it's just ridiculous. Again, there's so many people getting downhill. You had Kiki getting the ball, I think it was like in the third quarter or whatever. She gets the ball in the elbow. Michaela, gets her defender to fall for the backdoor cut, easy cut. And again, those are bigger. They got good size on the wing. Those players that are cutting backdoor, getting into the paint. You guys, we've been going crazy about Cody, obviously with the physicality. But I thought that first quarter was cool. And then I loved how they started the second quarter with the defense kicked in like, all right, y'all, let's get this over with. So I just want to ask you guys, is this their most complete game of the season thus far?
It is, but for me, I would like the competition to be a little better.
Right.
So I really make that distinction. Like really just
That's
kind of
fair.
just all right, it's cool because I mean they let's be real. I mean I'm not they're WNBA players, but I was looking at it more like they was gonna come in here and hopefully not be bored. Like, all right, we
Right.
know y'all don't mess with us for real. Y'all not on our level, and play into that, and then that can make it a more challenging game. But they didn't. They came in here and handled business, and that's what I love to see. Like, yeah, and especially when Kelsey got out of here. All right, let's get you up out of here. You need no more life. Like let's end this early. And they beat them by 20, which is what this, especially at home. They did what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Now, if they put together this type of performance with these next two games, yeah, you feel what I'm saying? And to kind of harp on your point before Ray talk, like the one thing that's also improved quietly and no one's really talking about it, Shakira and Kiki's the passing. When they early in the season, they would get the all stripped. They would try to do too much. Somebody coming from behind, especially Shakira, when she do her spin, they sitting on that. Nope. They get big. It's real simple. They don't have a shot or they crowded, clearly somebody's open and they're finding open and now they're hitting shots. You know what I mean? Even if they're missing, they kick it out and they're missing, it's still not a turnover. And oftentimes, their fair share of those possessions, they're getting the offensive rebound anyway, or it's a long rebound and Georgia or Cody or somebody's running it down and stuff like that. But it's still saving the possession where they get second or third cracks at it instead of like a turnover now. The other team's off to the races. And that's why their offense has been a lot more efficient, man. But now the reads that they're making when they attack and in the paint, it's killing teams, and you can just see it with teams are like hesitating, like I wanna, I can't, like and that's what happens with some teams. Some teams, like no disrespect, it's selfish offensive players in basketball, selfish defensive players. It's like if I come help you, my man get off, it's gonna look like I got cooked. Nah, you gotta deal with that, man. Like, it happens more times than people want to realize, and that plays into the Mystics' hands, man. So yeah, we gotta highlight that as well. Like they're playing complete games on both ends of the floor, man, and it's just good old school punch you in the mouth basketball, man, and it's beautiful to see.
Yeah, my bad, Ray. I was just gonna jump in. I think one of the most perfect examples of that. First half, Kara gets a rebound. She's pushing it up, and the poise in which you're pushing up instead of just going like a bat out of hell. Now she's bringing it up. She surveys, and she fires the dot to the left corner for Onyewere, and she knocks down the three. That's the play where I was like, the growth again, laughing, whatever, but it's happening in real time. So credit to the players, the coach staff, what have you, where those things are becoming more apparent as the season is going on. And like you said, Curto, we saw Phoenix. I know they're not a good defensive team, but people ended up in a bind several times. Do I help? Do I not? And while you're doing that, people are getting easy baskets. But go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, now Wilson, that one play you was talking about definitely stood out to me when Kara, she threw that off the bounce with her left hand. Like that, we wasn't seeing that from her, man. But to Cardell's point, yeah, Phoenix not top tier in the competition, but I think we talked about it last time. This had potential to be a trap game, and they avoided that. They came in, kicked their ass, went on about their business. So that's a step in growth as well. So yeah, man, it's overall it is their most complete game, but to Cardell's point, yeah, you do want to see this against one of the top tier teams.
All right, with that, you guys, it's up on the screen.
Man, Shakira, man, it's hard to go there. Like if she don't get all WNBA honors, man, that it's a crime. Something going on.
She's been on a hell of a heater. Xfactor for you guys.
Yeah, I'm on your worry. I'm gonna give it to her because she woke up. She's had a couple. She had some couple iffy games shooting the ball, man. And man, you 5'8" from the field, 3 or 6 from deep, 13 plus minus 28. Come on, she made it impossible. Let's keep it real, because maybe if she's struggling, Phoenix may have some little life, make it more of a game, man. But with her and with Kiki and the thing about Kiki was off. She was 1 point, one basket away from being 50%, so she wasn't that. But like, yeah, it was her, because if she's off, then it puts more pressure on Shakira, Kiki, and Sonya to have to deliver. Because outside of Cody, no one was in double figures, man. You know what I mean? So I gotta give it to her. Plus, she came out just in time. You know, she kind of got her rhythm back just in time for when they really need her, because we know was waiting.
Right.
Um, yeah, I think I roll with that because, like Ardell said, man, she had been struggling, and with her production, her efficiency, it really gave the punch they needed to kind of put this thing out of reach.
All right, we're gonna get to some of these comments before we get out of here. Let me get those up on the screen for y'all, if I can. There we go. Area 11T, as always with the comments, we appreciate you. Now this is the one we've been looking for from this team. Followed that up with. Go ahead, Carter.
No, it's what Ray said earlier, man. Avoiding trap games, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Wilson was getting annoyed early in the season. They went like 1 or 2, then drop another one. Like, come on.
Oh, it was past the noise. I was getting tight about it. It was annoying. Like either be over the line or don't be. Pick one. I don't like the 1 foot in, 2 feet back. I can't do that.
I just know what it's gonna be, man. So, but nah,
That's it.
They way over the line now. They ain't looking back. It's just like W, and they don't. You could just tell within saying get the W by any means necessary. So for sure.
He followed that up with good performances all around. Kara still hooping, Kiki doing her thing, and Ben showing up big time. Yeah, that's back-to-back games with a bench. As a group, I know Cody's been at kind of like the forefront of it, but back-to-back games with 20-plus points from your bench, which is a great sign because it's one of the things I think we were talking about. We were anxious to see if that could be a consistent thing when we were talking about heading into the All-Star break. We were talking about things we would like to see in the second half, and the bench has stepped up. Shout out to the kids kind of stepping up yet again. Said good to see Sony's 3. Go ahead, Carter.
No, I'm just saying they're gonna need them because they gonna have games later this season, even in the playoffs, where Shakira, Kiki, because they gonna get the most out of teams. They're gonna be at the top of the sound room. They're gonna be in foul trouble. Somebody from the bench is gonna have to step up. Who's gonna be remains to be seen, but if they're gonna have success in the playoffs, they gonna need somebody to step up. That's how it goes, man. So, get reps now, get used to it now.
Yeah, and with the bench, I think the other thing is obviously whatever ends up happening as we see Benaja included is that also means there's yet another person injected. However that plays out, whether that's Benaja eventually jumping into that 5 or if she stays off the bench, or Michaela, however you look at it, you're getting starting caliber. You're getting somebody with starting caliber production injected into that second unit, and it's going to be a fact. Like that's a great look. But again,
they got 6 athletic defenders. Like when Onyenwere need to get a rest. Now
Yes.
Delaney, she's coming in. Then you got Cody, Georgia. Like so, it could be Georgia and Delaney, Citron, Kiki, and Shakira. Hey man, that was a big pickup. People ain't paying attention. I saw that come. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, oh, y'all going for it? Okay, I love it. Let's do it. Okay.
Anybody who doesn't understand what just happened clearly doesn't look at the other end of the floor. Because how you going to add that, like the grown-up version of what you're trying to develop here, to this? That's absurd. Like, here, y'all, like we keep talking about the thing. Hey, look, the thing's right here for the low. Come here, thing. Like, what y'all? Come on, man, it's crazy. But yeah, I'm with you. It's good to see the 3-ball return, and it was a good effort all around today. I followed that up with Cody starting to find that C word, consistency, and Beth starting to look more confident with how she's moving on both sides of the floor.
Yeah, man, she's been confident for a while, man. She just had to get acclimated to the league, man, and understand like you don't need to go 100 miles per hour. They may not be able to catch you, but eventually it's gonna be people in front of you that are bigger than you. It's gonna be like hitting the wall, and it's gonna be a turnover, and they're not gonna call it because you're a rookie. Just slow down. Know when to apply it, that type of speed. Know when to go slow. Know when to just pick your spots. And she's doing a hell of a job doing that. She learned that, you know what I mean? So, and I think people also got to understand that these ladies are practicing against each other, iron sharpening iron. So it's forcing the youngins to have to come along. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Lauren got to deal with Kiki and Shakira every day in practice, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, she probably outside, and I got to give John Quill and Stewie disrespect because they done did it and MVPs and championships. They got into this young tandem, prove otherwise on the biggest of stages and whatever. But yeah, I mean, y'all tell me. I mean, this is a question to y'all. Would you say that Kira and Kiki the second best front court in the league? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, behind those two, 'cause I can't think of another ten. I know Asia's Asia. She pretty much a front court herself, but that's all.
I could agree to that. And in this case, because she technically doesn't have a running mate of that caliber, she's excluded.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah, I could agree. But yeah, she's her whole galaxy system or whatever
Yeah,
by herself. But yeah, it's about duos. No.
yeah, duos, man. Like outside those two, because they've proven it so many times. It's like, hey, who can you really see what I'm saying? So that's an advantage for the young men. They come in, we got something most teams can't deal with. Majority of the teams can't deal with. So yeah, like, but back to, I'm just saying, it's up to y'all to us determine if that's the best. But back to Cody, man, yeah, we saw that in the draft tape, though. We was just like, yeah, once she figured it out, it's gonna be problems, man. And the thing I'm more impressed with, because I knew offensively it would catch up with, she would learn how to slow down, pick her spots. Is the defense. Yeah, she's stopping people, man. They cannot turn the corner on her, and she's strong and she's ferocious. She don't back down. She never been a really, you never got the impression she had like the rookie all thing. Like, oh man, this. Nah, if anything, she was Adam, but just Adam too much. Like, slow down, man. You know what I'm saying? And now she know how to get at them with strategy. You know what I'm saying? And you seeing the results.
Yeah, Cody was one of them people. I remember the first time her freshman year, them coming to Ohio State, which was Ohio State, them coming to College Park. You know, we've been covering the W for quite a while already. She walked in the gym, and I'm like, why do you, as a freshman, have the body of a veteran WNBA wing? Like, what the hell is this? And then, you know, saw her play, and I'm like, oh, no, that's about to be crazy. And every time they come back, you know, she's getting bigger and stronger. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be nuts. I know she finished up at Ole Miss or what have you, but yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm with you though, Cardell. The only thing, like, I wasn't ever concerned about her defense. It was, I guess my question was like, is that gonna be something where like that light's always on? And credit to her, it's been on this entire time her rookie year, man. So I've appreciated that for sure. One of the other comments we had, Xfactor is that wing position overall. And then going back to the Benaja Lady Hamilton thing, yeah, I saw that on Twitter yesterday. That's one of the times when I close my app like 6 times a day because people just say stupid things. That was one of them times. I seen people's concern with that pickup because they didn't know if she would actually get to play.
You talking about Goldie?
Nah, Benaja Lady Hamilton.
Why would they trade for her if they don't have no intention of her playing?
I said it was one of the 5 times I closed my app yesterday. You know, just hey man. Hey man.
Just use common sense, people. Come on, man. Just use common sense.
She was a vital piece of the Liberties run, bro. Like, what are you? Anyways, I think that is an important. To know because they've put together a few games of shutting down the top option on those other teams.
Right, but see, that's why I like what the Mystics did picking up Laney in the playoffs. The lineup it shrinks. Like they gonna go with their main horses, every team. So yeah, now you might, let's say you about to play the Aces, Jackie Young, you might deal with her for 25 minutes, and the playoffs are gonna be 35, 40. So now you got to throw multiple wings at her, and now you got an insurance policy to see if Anya Wary is having an off night or Sonya is having an off night. Now, put a proven championship-winning wing in who understands what it takes, and that can only help your team. So that's why I just don't understand why people even questioning like why is she even gonna play? I'm like, y'all sound like the people that were saying when Lauren was drafted, trade Shakira. And what if that would have happened?
We're not here right now.
And some other people may not be here right now that's working for the organization. And she would be somewhere killing right now.
Then Toronto has a whole different outlook on their season if that thing didn't get matched.
Like, come on, man, we can't do that. I remember draft night, somebody was like trade Shakira to the Aces, get their pick and stuff like that. I'm like, no, you gonna put her with Asia? No, yeah, okay.
Like I said, I just ask everybody when everybody has these ideas or read something, say it slow like you're 5, and I promise you won't repeat it. But say it in your head. I bet you won't say it out loud. Yeah, I don't know how 8+ teams passed on Cody. Even us at 9, and then he followed up with I'm just a messenger. Hey man, I get it. Like I said, that's why I close the app. I close the app at least 6 times a day. Because when you read some of that stuff, man, you just get infuriated. It's not healthy. So you gotta close the app and take a break.
Hey man. It's an imperfect science sometimes, but they got it right on. They got a second try. They got it right, dog. Like, she's playing better than a lot of rookies, man.
Yeah, they had a good draft for sure. But we appreciate you guys. We're checking with you guys on Tuesday and Thursday of this week with those. Y'all already know who they're playing. We've been talking about it already. Got those very pivotal bouts with the Aces on Tuesday night and Thursday night. And then Washington comes back home for the last 3 home games in August, 15th, 19th, and 21st. So we'll be seeing a lot of you guys. But hey, man, seven in a row. 7 in a row. And who knows what the standings look like by the time that game tips off on Tuesday. As it pertains to other teams in the league, because it's crazy close in the standings. But all you can ask for Washington to do is take care of their business, and they've been doing it. You guys have nothing else?
Real quick, right now with the win currently as now, Washington's 5th right now. They jumped the Dream. Obviously, they got the tiebreaker with the Dream. That's why it's so important. So they're 5th, and the Dream is now 6th. And they are a half game behind Indiana, who's 20-12, and the Mystics are 19-12. They're half game behind Indiana for the 4th spot. You see what I'm saying? Trying to get home court.
Which is crazy.
They would be playing the Fever.
We were all in this building in 19 during the playoffs. And I'm not talking about the outcome, but just the playoffs in general. We know how crazy it gets in here. That'd be great for a young team to have this, because it was nuts in here during that run. So hopefully they're able to get home court. But again, we're checking with you guys Tuesday night, man. Appreciate y'all as always.